Good morning, children. Welcome. Welcome to the accountancy class. Hope you are all safe inside your home. Before going to today's class, let's have a small recap of what we learned in the last class. In the last class, we learned the meaning and definition of the ratios. Meaning and definition. Then what you learned? Yes, you learned the objectives and classification of ratios. How many kinds of classifications do we have? Very good. 2 kinds of classification. One is traditional and the other one is functional. Traditional and functional. I hope you remember we are going to follow only the functional way of calculating ratios. Right. In functional classification, we learnt liquidity ratio in the last class. We learnt the liquidity ratios. How many liquidity ratios do we have? Very good. 2. One is the current ratio and the other one is the quick ratio. One is current ratio and the other one is quick ratio. Today we are going to see long-term solvency ratios. Long-term solvency ratios. As the name itself indicates, long-term means the firm's ability to meet its liabilities in the long run. In the long run. And then long-term solvency ratios help to determine the ability of the business to repay its debts in the long run. So why do we compute this long-term solvency ratio? To determine the ability to repay its terms in the long run. That is why it's called as long-term solvency ratios. Now let's see the types of long-term solvency ratios. Debt equity ratio, proprietary ratio, capital gearing ratio. We are going to compute 3 kinds of ratios. Debt equity ratio, proprietary ratio and capital gearing ratio. Let's see what is debt equity ratio. Debt equity ratio is calculated to assess the long-term solvency position of a business concern. Why it is computed? Debt equity ratio is calculated to assess the long-term solvency position of a business concern. Debt equity ratio expresses the relationship between long-term debt and shareholders' funds. Debt equity ratio expresses the relationship between long-term debt and shareholders' funds. Now let's see what is the formula for finding out the debt equity ratio. Long-term debt divided by shareholders' funds. Long-term debt divided by shareholders' funds. Clear, children? Why is debt equity ratio computed? Debt equity ratio is calculated to assess the long-term solvency position of a business concern. Fine. So, debt equity ratio expresses the relationship between long-term debt and the shareholders' funds. So, here goes your formula to find out your debt equity ratio. Long-term debt divided by shareholders' funds. Now, what is long-term debt? Long-term debt includes debentures, bonds, long-term loans and other long-term borrowings. In simple, we can say long-term loans is debentures and loans. When I say and, it has to be added. Debentures plus loans. That is long-term debt. So what is shareholders funds? Shareholders funds is equity share capital, preference share capital, reserves and surplus. Reserves and surplus. So you can find out shareholders funds with equity share capital, preference share capital and reserves and surplus. Let's solve a problem. What is the question? The question is to calculate debt equity ratio. So the first step is you have to write out the formula. What is the formula? Long-term debt divided by shareholders funds. Long-term debt divided by shareholders funds. This is the formula. What is the next step? You have to find out how much is the long-term debt. Long-term debt, debentures and loans. So here you have only debentures. So your long-term debt is equal to how much? Very good. Is equal to 80,000 because you don't have loans. Next one, shareholders funds. Shareholders funds, equity share capital plus preference share capital plus reserves and surplus. But here you have only equity share capital and reserves and surplus. So shareholders funds is equal to 1 lakh plus 60,000. What is the total? Very good. 1,60,000 is the total. Now compute. What is your formula? Long-term debt by shareholders funds. So long-term debt is how much? 80,000. How much is your shareholders funds? 1,60,000. Okay. 1,60,000 should be divisible by 80,000. So you should not write 2:1. It is 0.5:1. It is 0.5:1. Are you able to understand, children? You are the best. The next ratio is proprietary ratio. The next ratio is proprietary ratio. What is the meaning of proprietary ratio? Proprietary ratio gives the proportion of shareholders' funds to total asset. Shareholders' funds to total asset. Proprietary ratio shows the extent to which the total assets have been financed by the shareholders' funds. So now let us see what is the formula for shareholders' proprietary ratio. Proprietary ratio is equal to shareholders' funds is equal to shareholders' funds divided by total assets. Divided by total assets. You already know how to find out the shareholders' funds. How? Very good. Equity share capital plus preference share capital plus reserves and surplus. Plus reserves and surplus. Very good. Let's solve a problem. What is the question? From the following balance sheet of Pioneer Limited, calculate proprietary ratio. You have to calculate proprietary ratio. Now tell me what is the formula for proprietary ratio? Very good. Shareholders' funds. Shareholders' funds divided by total assets. Divided by total assets. Now this is the formula. What is the second step? The second step is to find out how much is the shareholders' funds. How will you find out shareholders' funds? What are shareholders' funds? Very good. Equity share capital plus preference share capital plus reserves and surplus. Equity share capital plus preference share capital plus reserves and surplus. Write it out. How much? 1 lakh plus 75,000 plus 25,000. 1 lakh plus 75,000 plus 25,000. What is the total? Very good. It is 2 lakhs. Total assets. Total asset is already given over there. How much is the total asset? 4 lakhs is the total assets. Write it down. Total asset is equal to 4 lakhs. Total asset is equal to 4 lakhs. Now compute. How will you compute? Shareholders funds by total asset. How much is shareholders funds? 2 lakhs is the shareholders funds. How much is the total asset? 4 lakh is the total asset. Again, it is 4 lakh divided by, it should be divisible by 2 lakh. So, it is not 2:1, it is 0.5:1. That is your answer. Very good. The next ratio we are going to learn is capital gearing ratio. Capital gearing ratio is a proportion of fixed income bearing funds to equity shareholders funds. Fixed income bearing funds to equity shareholders funds. So fixed income bearing funds include fixed interest and fixed dividend bearing funds. Okay. Now you already know what is shareholders funds. Let us see what is fixed income bearing funds. What is the formula to find out capital gearing ratio? Funds bearing fixed interest or fixed dividend. Fixed interest or fixed dividend divided by equity shareholders funds. Equity shareholders funds. When I say equity shareholders funds, what you should not take into account? Very good. Preference shareholders will not come over here. Why preference shareholders are not coming here? Because they bear a fixed dividend. Because they bear a fixed dividend. That is why preference shareholders do not come over here. It should be only equity shareholders funds. Now, can you see funds bearing fixed interest or fixed dividend? Preference share capital, debentures, bonds, long-term borrowing carrying fixed interest. So, what is equity shareholders funds? Equity shareholders funds is equal to equity share capital plus reserves and surplus. Equity share capital plus reserves and surplus. Funds bearing interest, preference share capital, debentures, bonds, long-term borrowings carrying fixed interest. Now let's solve a problem. What is the question? To find out capital gearing ratio. You all know the formula for capital gearing ratio is funds bearing fixed interest divided by equity shareholders funds. Okay. Now can you see for funds bearing fixed interest, 6% of preference share capital, 8% debentures. So these two are funds bearing fixed interest. The 6% and this 8% will not change. So they are the funds bearing fixed interest. They are the funds bearing fixed interest. So now what is equity shareholders funds? Equity shareholders funds is equity share capital plus reserves and surplus. Equity share capital plus reserves and surplus. Can we solve the problem now? First point is always you have to write the formula. What is the formula? Funds bearing fixed interest divided by equity shareholders funds. Divided by equity shareholders funds. Now you know for funds bearing fixed interest, what are the two funds bearing fixed interest? Yes, funds bearing fixed interest is 1 lakh plus 2 lakhs. 1 lakh plus 2 lakh. That comes up to 3 lakhs. Very good. Next one. Equity shareholders funds. Equity shareholders funds is equal to, what are the equity shareholders funds? Equity share capital is 2 lakhs. How much is reserves and surplus? General reserve is 1,25,000 and surplus is 75,000. Surplus is 75,000. So what is the total of this? The total of this is 4 lakhs. Total of this is 4 lakh. Now compute. How will you compute? 3 lakhs divided by 4 lakhs. If you find out the answer, your answer will be 0.71 0.75 is to 1. 0.75 is to 1. Is that clear, children? Now this is your homework. I know my children love to do the homework. Take a separate notebook and do your homework. This is not your test. So no need to do this as your test and post in the classroom. Do it as your homework. Thank you, children. Stay safe.